Hey everybody. So today I'm going to discuss something I can talk about ad nauseum, which is dressing for running in bad weather during fall and winter, because that's basically my favorite time to run, and running in the rain is my favorite thing to do. It makes me sad that people seem to not like it because I feel like if you dress for it, you dress right, and you understand like the mechanism behind what you're doing, it can really be a pleasurable experience. Like to me, running in winter and fall, it's like running with the AC on. So anyway, I'm gonna share basically everything that I think about and I work with in sort of planning my cold runs, and hopefully it helps you out. So the secret to cold weather running is two things. One is maintaining the body heat that you have, and two is preventing the outside temperatures from disrupting the body heat that you are naturally generating. So before we even start talking about layers and stuff of that nature, like let's talk about some concepts that are at play here that we have to consider when we're talking about or thinking about what to wear and how to prepare for running in the bad weather. Your body generates 15 to 20 times more heat when you're running than when you're at rest. So that's why generally you can start a run feeling cold, but you'll be perfectly warm in the first mile. There are four ways in which your body loses heat. One is through direct contact with cold surfaces. Two is through air movement like the wind chill. The third is radiation, where your body is naturally radiating the heat that you're generating outwards and away from you. And last is evaporation through sweat and breathing. So basically, what we're trying to do is to find a thermal balance between your body heat and the outside to kind of sort of make them work with each other, which is back to my analogy of running in the cold. For me, it's like running with the AC on, which is why I like it so much. Start with the layers, and the first layer is the base layer. And this first layer has got to be moisture wicking. You cannot have a layer that is not moisture wicking. It's not negotiable. So what exactly is moisture wicking? Moisture wicking fabrics are designed to pull sweat away from your skin and push it to the outer surface of the fabric where it can then evaporate. So basically, it moves the sweat off of your body so that the skin on your like your body just stays dry, which is like a magic trick, but it works. Engineering is amazing. So, moisture wicking things are important because basically, when you run in the cold and you're sweating, you might feel fine while you're running because your body is generating the 15 to 20 times more body heat. But once you stop running and your body temperature comes down, those droplets of sweat on your skin, which are also still catching the cold temperature from the outside, are gonna act like a fridge on your skin. And it just drops your body temperature really quickly. In worst case scenarios, it can turn into hypothermia, so it turns out that moisture wicking fabrics is not just for comfort, it's for safety as well. The first thing you got to do is stay dry. Once you're dry, you can regulate your body temperature. If there's moisture on your body, then that moisture is always going to act against the body temperature that you have. So you want to make sure that you stay dry. So moisture wicking, number one. When you're thinking of moisture wicking materials, you can look for things like polyester, merino wool, or synthetic blends. Cotton is the one you absolutely want to avoid because cotton absorbs and holds moisture, which is the opposite of what you want to do. Now, let's talk about your extremities. And by that, I mean fingers, toes, ears, head. We'll call them your thermal weak points. Because basically, when you start getting cold, your body stops sending blood to those parts of your body to maintain blood flow to your core to keep your core warm, and then they start freezing. So they're the first part of your body that will get cold. So even though it might not seem like it's cold outside, you might be fine everywhere else, but your fingers and your head will get cold. So think about that first. In fact, if you have your fingers and your head warm, you might be able to wear a t-shirt longer than you think. So that's something to think about. But anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Scientifically speaking, your hands and feet can drop 30 degrees Celsius while your core stays at 37. So prioritize hats and gloves first. So before I even get into anything, the first shout out I gotta give out is to the neck gaiter. This is like one of the most versatile things. I love it. Like, you get one of these, it just does so many things. First, you wear it around your neck and nothing gets through. Even if there's a gap between the t-shirt and the neck, it doesn't matter. It protects your neck from the wind. I wear this now, whether I'm running or not. It's easier than wearing a scarf. But the beauty of this thing is how versatile it is. Because it can be a neck gaiter. You can bring it up to cover your face, cover your ears. When the wind is biting, you can still breathe through it. If need be, it could be a hat. So you can cover your ears. If things get really hectic, it can turn into a balaclava. There you go. Something along these lines. Anyway, it's not perfect, but you get the idea. It's just a really great tool to just always have handy. And if you get too warm, you can always just tie it right up on your wrist, and it just stays with you. It doesn't hurt to have an extra one just in case you need it. So, with this in mind, you might start your regular fall run day with a t-shirt and a neck gaiter, a hat, and you're all set for your run. But then some mornings though, it's a little chilly, and after the first mile, you're not gonna need any jacket or anything. So that's where a thermal sleeve comes in. So now, thermal sleeves, very simple thing. Slip them up on your arm, under your t-shirt, and now you can go for a run with sleeves on. And as soon as it's too warm, you can just pull them right off. As far as your head goes, you can skip the hat and maybe you can go for ear warmers so that the heat can still escape through your head, but your ears are covered. So those are some options. And of course, never forget, you're also wearing gloves this whole time. So as the weather gets a little bit chillier, then you can just add a vest to the mix. And now your chest is covered. Not only is your chest covered, in this case, this vest is windproof. So it's extra covered if it's a windy day or in case of anything else. And it's also waterproof, but all those are things that we'll get to later. Let's look at long sleeves next. You might sometimes want to start with like a half or a quarter zip, kind of like one of these. So it's chilly, yes it is, but as maybe you start heating up, you can unzip it pretty far down. But also, when it comes to some long sleeves, a thing that now I cannot live without is the fingers in the sleeve, so that you can just stick your sleeve in there, because then you get some protection on your hand if you happen to not have gloves. That's really helpful. And even when it's cold, you can just kind of bunch up your fists. It's helpful. So I really love this little touch. As it starts to get colder, so an option is this long sleeve now, which is thermal. It's got these things that reflect your body heat back at you. And a cool thing about this one is it's got the thumb holes, but it goes a bit further because now this sleeve also has a thing that can roll out and over your hands. So you don't even need gloves. And it's a whole thermal, it's a whole thermal thing around your hands as well. And you can easily come right out of it while you're running. So I do love this added touch on some of these sweaters, where now it even turns into a pair of gloves. And next level up from that would probably be something like this, which is also a thermal shirt, but this right here is a windproof patch, which is also water repellent, but it's a windproof patch on it. It also has the little glove-like system so that I have my gloves going on. And it comes with a built-in neck gaiter that I can then lift up and use. And this is also really breathable. It even has a thing so I can secure it in the back. And because this whole thing is one unit, it makes the insulation much stronger because there's nowhere for the cold weather to come in. So this is actually extremely insulated because it's all one piece. So the more of your body you can actually get into a one piece thing, the better your insulation is because there's nowhere for the cold to come in. So now these can all be, of course, worn alone or in combination with a vest or with a combination of jackets. But before we get to the jacket, the second layer, and the first part of the second layer, which I mentioned earlier, were vests. Because depending on the situation, a simple vest can add a layer and it provides enough insulation from many conditions. But if you want to take it up a notch, you can get a windproof vest like the one I was wearing, because now no wind gets through to your chest, and that is crucial because your core is really the part that is most important to preserve. So now if the first layer is keeping your body dry and the second layer is preventing the wind from coming in, you're golden. So first we have things that are water repellent. Now water repellent things, it's a surface treatment usually called durable water repellent or DWR, and it'll cause water to bead up and roll off the fabric or whatever the surface you have like applied that treatment to. So things that are water repellent are good for a light drizzle, or maybe if there's rain, but you're going to be in it for a very short time, because it'll basically eventually you're going to get soaked in rain because it's not really, it's just a treatment on the surface. So it's not there for heavy rain at all. The next step is something that is water resistant. Now, with water resistance, they can handle light to moderate rain for a while, but not for a long time. So the fabric has some water protection built in, but it's not sealed. So if you're wearing something water resistant in the rain, it's just buying you time. Or as the name says, it's just going to resist for as long as it can until you can get to somewhere dry. Then we get to waterproof or real waterproof. Because now something that is really waterproof will prevent water penetration completely, which is to say, you're going to be dry no matter what. Even though that has its limits, but for the most part, you will be dry, period. And those usually have some kind of membrane in them, such as Gore-Tex, or a coating instead of a treatment that makes it so water cannot penetrate. So waterproof things are good for running in steady rain or in steady snow. And finally, you have things that are windproof because they block wind from passing through the fabric. And so this is huge because when you're running in a wind chill, you're already creating your own wind and the wind is on you. It's just. And the final category is windproof, which blocks the wind from passing through the fabric. So this is huge for running because wind chill can make 40 degrees feel like 25 degrees. So windproof layers can help you generate and keep your body heat without the wind screwing it up. So to recap, if it's a light drizzle or fog, you want something that's water repellent. If it's steady rain but relatively warm, you want to use something water resistant or waterproof. If it's cold rain or snow, use something waterproof and windproof. If it's dry but windy and cold, go for something waterproof. And you want something that is breathable. That is something that is also very important. So let's talk about that next. So just like the first layer has got to be moisture wicking, the outer layer has got to be breathable. And that has got to be the case for any of this to work. So what is breathability? Breathability means that the fabric allows water vapor, i.e. your sweat, to escape while still blocking wind and rain from getting in. Basically, the way it works is that breathable fabrics have microscopic pores that are smaller than water droplets, so rain can't get through, but they are larger than water vapor molecules, so your sweat can go out. So it keeps you dry both from outside elements and from your own perspiration. So something that I just want to note is that if something is truly waterproof, you won't have to wonder because they will rub it in your face because it's a very hard thing to achieve. So when it is achieved, the creators are very proud of it. So make sure when you're buying something waterproof that it clearly says it's waterproof, because if it doesn't, it's probably water resistant or water repellent. And so what happens if you're wearing a jacket that is not breathable? Well, if you're wearing a jacket that is not breathable, you will turn into a sauna because all the sweat you're generating will not evaporate. It'll just evaporate into the inside of your coat, and it'll just be condensation, and it'll create its own little ecosystem in there, or its own rainforest if you must. So definitely when you're wearing a second layer, it's important that it be breathable so that the the dryness that you're getting from your moisture wicking first layer can evaporate and remain dry. You should always wear a long sleeve shirt under a long sleeve jacket because your long sleeve shirt will wick the moisture so that your skin, your wet skin, doesn't get in contact with the jacket. Because if your skin gets in contact with the jacket, it'll start sticking. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. So always wear a long sleeve shirt under a long sleeve jacket. So let's say now it's fall and it's a cold, rainy day. We have the thermal jacket, the thermal long sleeve sweater. This is a waterproof jacket, a waterproof hat under this jacket, which zips up to fully protect just about everything, right? So we're all set up top. To finish it off, you would wear a pair of waterproof running pants. And I don't even say you need to wear waterproof shoes. Just get waterproof socks. And with that, you can run in the rain and be completely waterproof and impervious to the elements. Now, this brings us to the coldest of days. It's 0 degrees, maybe it's even negatives. Underneath this, I'm wearing a compression short sleeve shirt, which is moisture wicking. So the first layer is compression, but it's moisture wicking. This is a thermal sweater long sleeve. It is also moisture wicking. But this long sleeve also has the neck, but it actually has a balaclava. So now the insulation is really complete. Then I also put on this a thermal insulated coat. Now this has some insane insulation, which is also windproof, so that with just this and these two layers, nothing is getting through. You can throw the hood on, even better. And then now for your hands, what you want is a pair of extremely insulated gloves. But what I recommend are convertible gloves that are gloves that also have a mitten situation going on, so that that way you're also getting two layers of insulation on your fingers in the extreme cold. And if you have to do even more, wear a pair of very light gloves first and then put them on into these. And I guarantee you, you will not be cold. And of course, cover your face with the old neck gaiter or a face mask of some sort, and you'll be fully insulated. I got the skimmed over bottoms because really it's pretty straightforward. I feel like the top part is really the part you need to worry about the most because that's where your core is. Your feet will kind of tend to warm themselves up. But here are some options you can consider when it comes to clothing the bottom part of yourself for a run. You can consider basic running tights, which is what I generally run in because I like the compression and I also like that they're form fitting so I don't have to think about anything getting in the way when I'm running. You can also go with running pants over tights if you want some extra warmth. You could also wear insulated tights when it's cold. They usually have a brushed interior or they're usually fleece lined. You could also go with windproof tights or running pants or waterproof running pants. I haven't really found waterproof tights. I don't know if it's just me or I haven't looked hard enough. But really, when it comes to the bottoms, the differences only really matter on the coldest of days or when it's wet. The next thing to consider though is shoes and your foot protection. Because in fall and winter, with rain and snow and ice being in the mix, the tread of your shoes is very important because you need traction. So when you're getting shoes to run in fall and winter, you want to look at shoes that have a deeper and more aggressive tread or lug patterns because regular road running shoes have very little tread because they're generally trying to keep down the weight and they're made to run on dry pavement. So for winter, you want to try finding like trail style running shoes that are more aggressive in terms of like sticking to the ground and getting a grip on it. Some winter running shoes use a special rubber that stays flexible and grippy even when it's cold. So they'll have terms like winter traction or cold weather compound when you're looking at the shoe store. And also, one thing to consider around your feet are gaiters because they protect your, like they attach to your shoes, so you don't need special shoes or any special equipment. They're made to attach to shoes. And what they can do is they'll prevent snow from getting into your shoes. Because even if your socks are waterproof, if there's snow in there, then that's just a chunk of ice sitting next to your foot, and that's just not comfortable in any situation. So gaiters can prevent snow from getting into your shoes and slush as well as debris and road salt. These are all the things I consider when I'm dressing for fall and winter. And what I like about this is that you can just mix and match everything. You can mix a t-shirt with a long sleeve. You can see what works for you, how heavy the insulation needs to be at different times of year. But really, the foundation is your first layer should be moisture wicking, and the second layer should prevent the outside elements from coming in. If you can follow those two things, you'll be golden all winter. So, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for staying till the end, and I hope you enjoy your runs.